Great, well done for making it. Let me just adjust the camera up. All right, let's just go into sun salutations as part of our mobilisation. So I'm going to get you to stand with the feet hip distance apart, roll the shoulders back and down, and take a moment to lift the toes, spread the toes, and then grip the floor. So active through the legs. And we're just starting with the head. Breathe in and lift the head, part the jaw, and then slowly return the head, but all the way to the chest. Once more, breathing in, looking up. Stretch the throat, let the shoulders hang heavily, and breathe out back to center. Arms. We start with the palms facing down. Breathe in, palms still down, then turn the palms up. Breathe in, reach overhead. Reach to be the longest you can be. Hands meet in prayer. Press the hands together so we're warming up the shoulder joints, thumbs to the sternum. So go with that again. Breathe in, palms are down. Palms up, keep reaching, starting to add a little bit of a back bend, but more with a sense of lengthening to warm up the spine. Hands come into prayer, actively press the fingertips, underside knuckles, heels of the hands together. Once more like this, breathe in, feel that connection between the shoulder blades as we lift the arms, flip the palms. Arms will come slightly in front of the face here. Stretching through from the toes to the fingertips, hands come to prayer, back. We're adding on the forward fold. Breathe in, head back, arms lift, palms up, reach back, squeeze the glutes, lengthen through to the fingertips, hands come into prayer, thumbs to the chest, straight legs, squeeze the glutes, flat back fold only. Release the hands and press into the toes to come back up. Again, breathe in, arms open, stretch, look up, press the hands together, thumbs to heart center, fold, flat back fold. Starting to warm up the backs of the legs. Release the arms, come up to standing once more like that. We'll add on a flat back. Breathe in, lift the arms overhead. Feeling a little bit longer, taller this time. Hands pressed together, shoulders come back and down, thumbs to the chest, flat back fold, lengthen the base of the spine to the crown of the head. Now, bend the knees till the chest is on the thighs, hands on the floor, drop the head. Just allowing that flexion of the spine, turn the head, chin to the chest so you're looking more towards your belly. So we're stretching the back of the body from the base of the spine to the crown of the head. Straighten the legs, fingertips on the floor. Straighten the back and look as if you're trying to look over the front edge of your mat. Soften the knees and back up to standing. Once more like that, then we'll add on the lunge. Breathe in, lift the arms, stretch and reach a little bit of a back bend if your spine's ready. Hands meet. Flat back fold, so core engaged here, length, base of the spine to the crown of the head. Soften the knees, hands down, flexion of the spine, chest on the thighs. Halfway lift, fingertips to the floor or to the shins. Soften the knees back up. We'll be stepping your right leg back the next time. Breathe in, lift the arms, flip the palms up. Big stretch, lengthening, squeeze the glutes, hands meet, flat back fold. All the way down to softened knees, chest on the thighs. So here in this fold, hands on the floor, press the hands down and forwards to get more of a stretch in the back. And then as you straighten the legs for a flat back fold, almost dragging the fingertips towards you to lengthen the spine in that flat back fold position. So as I said, we're stepping the right foot back, step it far back, lower the knee. Let me change my mat. So we've lowered the right knee to the floor. Now we're going to take the same arms but in front of the body. Squeeze the glutes and lift. So palms down, breathe in, float the arms to shoulder height, breathe in, keep breathing in, into this crescent position. And then soften the arms down, lift the top of this front foot, hamstring stretch. So let's go between those two movements. The leg, foot comes to the floor, knee bends, sweep the floor, Flip the palms, lunging back. So we're looking for a hip flexor stretch, release on this right leg. A little bit of a back bend, spine extension. Release the arms, press into the foot, and bow down over the front leg. Once more like this, and then we'll be repeating the whole thing to the other side. So in time with your own breath, let's see if you can slow everything down. We're lunging, the hips are coming forwards in this position into the crescent, but we're still keeping the arms in front of the face. So the shoulders can stay down. Releasing the hands. So from here, hands to the floor, tuck your toes under the back and step forwards. Straighten the legs, open the arms wide, reach overhead. Nice deep breath in, hands meet, down to heart center, the whole thing, but then we'll be stepping back with the left leg. All right, breathe in, arms wide, palms up. Reach a little bit of a back bend, but squeeze the glutes and almost feel like you're working against the back bend to having the intention of tucking the bottom under so the core is strong. Press the hands together, toning the arms via a flat back, and then we follow it all the way through into our fold. Bend the knees as much as they need to. Now hands press down and forward as you tuck your chin, rounding the back, finally releasing the spine, and then fingertips to the floor, straighten the legs, almost drag your chest forwards like you're trying to look over the edge of a bank into a lake. We're coming back to the hands on the floor, stepping your left foot back to that knee lunge. Step back, lower the knee, come up, shoulders back and down, arms float wide, palms up, and sink the hips forwards and down as we look up. Breath out, release the arms, hamstring stretch, bow the head. Continue, nice slow movement with the breath. Here we're warming up the shoulders, the hips, the neck, the legs. Let's have one more like this, and then we step forward. So shoulders nice to relax, slight tilt in the pelvis here. Breathe in, reaching overhead. Breathing out, hamstring stretch, and we step to the front. Lower your front foot, tuck your toes under at the back, come to step to the front, roll up through the spine, reverse swan dive the arms, reach up overhead, hands meet, and return. We're adding on, we'll add a twist. So we're back to leading with the right leg. Breathe in, open the arms wide, flip the palms, stretch, a little bit of a back bend, but no straining the lower back. Hands meet, press the hands together, find that tone in the arms, shoulders back and down, flat back fold, the thumb pressing into the sternum, just gives us that lift in the chest. Following through all the way, hands to the floor, chest on the thighs. Halfway lift. There's your counter, lengthening the spine, and we're stepping the right leg back. Find your knee lunge, lift, shoulders back and down, arms forward as you breathe in, lunge into a crescent. Breathe out, hamstring stretch, fold. Twice more, we add on a twist. Foot to the floor, lift the arms, breathe in and feel length into the fingertips. See if you can press into that back top of the foot. And folding. One more time here. Foot comes flat. Float the arms up. Stretch, try not to sink into the hips. Keep the ribs lifting. And hands to the floor. This time we're going to place the right hand on the floor and lift the left arm till the left palm is facing the left wall. Twist, keeping this front knee forwards. Option to tuck the back toes and lift the back leg. Maybe taking the arm behind the body. Here we can think about having a big heavy weight, a dictionary on the palm of the hand and opening the chest. Lovely. Lower the back knee. This time, left hand in the left instep. Hold the right shoulder and circle up, back and down, and then lift the arm. So the twist in the other direction again, try to feel some length into the arm, but weight into the palm of the hand, reaching, stretching across the front of the chest. Lower the hand, frame your front foot. We've got the other side to do. Tuck your toes under at the back and come to the front of your space. Roll up through the spine, reverse swan down, squeeze the glutes at the top, gentle back bend, hands meet and return, left side. Breathe in, opening the arms wide, flip the palms, a little bit of a back bend, and then your counter stretch, forwards flexing, bend the knees. Release down, shake out the head here. Release any tension for the neck, shoulders, arms. And then come to your halfway lift, your version. Fingers on the floor if they find their way there. Otherwise, fingers on the shin, top of the head, forwards, hips back. We're stepping the left leg back to a knee lunge. Step far back, lower the knee and release the toes. Working with the arms, breathe in, float the palms up, sink the hips forwards and down. As you breathe out, softening, pressing into that front foot, softening the arms and releasing, stretching the back of the leg. Twice more before we add on the twist. Breathing okay. Arms up. Deep breath in and your counter stretch. Releasing the breath down. Shake out the head at any point. Last time we add on those twists. Breathing in, lifting, lengthening, releasing, stretching the back of the leg, and folding. We take a twist now. Left hand stays on the floor. Right hand can start on the knee to help you get that twist. Otherwise, go straight into lifting. Now, see if you can avoid collapsing into this lower shoulder. Keep thinking about lifting long across the chest, wide wingspan, some weight into that top hand, shoulder blades down towards the waist. Let's try and avoid any loss of length in the neck here. If this is awkward on your neck, keep your gaze down, that's fine. And our counter twist. Hand to the floor, big toe side. Hold the shoulder, roll it up, back, shoulder blade down and extend the arm. Otherwise, keep supporting the arm, the shoulder. Deep breath in, feeling a deepening of that twist as you breathe out. Keep the shoulders softening down away from the ears. Inner thigh stretch on that front right leg, the inner thigh. Return the hand down, tuck your back toes and come to the front of your mat. Roll up through the spine, one vertebra at a time, and then roll the shoulders back and down. Few shoulder rolls here. And we're coming down to the mat. That's your first nearly 15 minutes. Okay, let's take one roll down to the mat and then we're moving on to core. All right, chin to chest, head through the arms, as if you're peeling yourself off the wall. So if you can close your eyes, if that makes you a little bit dizzy or disorientated, keep your eyes open, but try and keep that heaviness, softness into the head, neck, shoulders, arms. Pausing in your forward fold. We'll take it in turns to bend one knee at a time. If we bend this right knee, just slightly softening the left knee off lock, we can sink into this left hip for a hip release. And then the other side, bending, a deeper bend in the left knee, just a softening of the right knee, and find some release, stretch in the right hip. We're coming down onto the floor, legs wide as we sit on the bottom, and we're going to start by stirring the pot, warming up the core muscles. All right, when you're ready. Legs as wide as you feel confident with, hands in this clasped position. See if we can keep the toes either pointing up or out. Try to avoid them rounding forwards. And let's begin. Nice big movement. So we're pressing the backs of the legs into the floor, the backs of the knees. And then we're taking a big movement here, working into the deltoids, finding space in the shoulder joint, and stretching through the body. Let's take two more circles in this direction. Really clasp the hands. It's good to get a bit of strength into the fingers, the wrists. And note which thumb's on top, change the cross. We're linking right up to the webbing of the fingers and then changing the direction. So you're letting your upper body go with the movement. You're working on your flexibility. A good all-round full body stretch. All right. We're going to link 2 Pilates exercises at a time. We'll go for the spine stretch into the teaser. So, spine stretch, legs out in front of you, ankles hip distance apart, toes up to the ceiling. Move the flesh away from your sit bones, shoulders back and down, arms parallel to the floor. Take a breath in to prepare. Try and find some tone in your core already. And as we breathe out, we soften the curve in the spine. So the head does dip down slightly, and we reach as if we're reaching for something beyond the toes. Now, close the front ribs, tummy bottom back to the spine. Sit up. We continue the movement by drawing the feet in and taking a lift. So we're going between those 2 movements, gliding with your exhalation into a spine stretch. And then drawing the heels in and lift. So let's try and make the transition, the inhalation. Here, breathing in to prepare, breathing out into my spine stretch. Breathing in, transition. So this is my reset. Closing the front ribs, upper abdominal, so important here. And spine stretch. Isn't it funny, all the vocabulary we can use, you know, in yoga, Pilates overlaps so much. Whether we call this the teaser, the boat, the setups for hundreds, same thing, as long as we're working mindfully with the breath. Always coming to a reset, so we can see the Pilates as establishing a nice default position for the body. And then yoga is just going to those end range movements and challenging the body. But good to always return to that lovely alignment. Last time, and then we're switching. We're going to toggle between the roll back and the roll up. Now we can scale this down to a C curve in the spine. So we're either going for straight legs or the feet can be flat to the floor. Have a go with the straight legs and then make the modification if you need. So let's think about bubble wrap. If we're lying back on bubble wrap and we want to take time to pop, pop, pop all the bits without leaving any. So we're going for really slow control. Don't worry if we're not all at the same rate. But notice if there's a part where you just suddenly jerk back down to the floor, that maybe that's where we take a little bit more effort. Breath in to prepare, then chin to chest. We're rolling up. The Pilates roll up. So we're looking to find that the reach for something beyond the toes to lift. Here's our reset, lovely long line in the spine and neck. Remember, chin's always back, and we go. So this is where the knees can bend, and we could maybe stop halfway. We want to tone, lower abs, close the front ribs, and find slow control. So initially this may be jerky in some parts where your knees are bent or straight, and you know, be kind. We're not born being able to do this. It's just it will help the health of our spine and just make us far less likely to injure and pull on the spine if we just work on this corset around the waist. So these are working on the innie abdominal muscles by pulling in. Think about as if you were wearing really tight jeans or you're trying to zip up really tight jeans. Whether you're going for straight legs or bent legs, we've got 3 more rounds. Or if you're going very slowly, maybe it's only 2. So I want us to focus on slow control rather than attaining a certain number of repetitions. From here, we'll be switching to a knee bend. So let's make this last. Roll down your last one like this. And then, so you know what you're looking for, one knee is going to lift with an option of opening the chest to the wall behind. Lowering down. We're just adding on a spinal twist. As you breathe out and lift, we start to lift the opposite knee and we're starting to turn the chest towards that side. Option to stretch the arms out wide. Strong work. Nice slow control. Hopefully you're getting as warm as I am. Now rather than stop, do stop if you need to. We can scale this down by having a foot on the floor and just leaning opposite shoulder to knee. We can come to a half, more of a boat, shallow boat shape. So we're still getting that work into the abdominals and taking that twist. Wherever we work with the abdominals, we tend to allow a little bit of tension to gather up in the lower spine. So always good to either follow your abdominal work with maybe a lying twist or incorporate it as we are here, alternating between that toning, slow controlled movement into the core with a twist. For the last set, the next one, we're going to get you to slow it right down and we will be pausing in that twist. So be prepared. This is our last set, each side. So your slowest ever roll up. Look at your toes, see if you can keep them pointing up to the ceiling. You can hold on to the fabric of your clothes. You can hold on to the outsides of your mat. And we're peeling as if you're taking wallpaper off without leaving any itty-bitty strips. All the way up. If we're lifting the knee, do so. Otherwise, the heel of the foot can be on the floor. And we can press the hand into the calf and take a twist. And we're holding here, pressing hand into the calf, calf into the hand, top of the head to the ceiling, open the chest, wide wingspan, and hold, press everything, lengthen the spine for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You're doing well. And last side. Enjoy the recovery breath as you lie down, deep breath in. Last side, chin to chest, round up through the spine. See if you can find some control in the toes. Sometimes we jerk the legs to give us that impetus to roll up through the spine. See if you can keep the toes up to the ceiling. We're taking the twist. Okay, find the twist. Contact hand and calf. Press, intoning the inner thigh. And taking that twist, opening shoulders down, pulling front ribs, tummy bottom back to the spine, and we're reaching into the crown of the head and pressing, stretching for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Great. Roll back onto the spine, have a little rock on the spine, arms out wide for a little hip sway, knee sway side to side. Brilliant. One little thing for the core before we stay lying down. Hold behind the knees and stack your knees over to the left. So it's important to work on the oblique muscles as well. So we can take a little pulse, slightly tilt the pelvis under, tummy bottom back to the spine, shoulders down, reach through these left fingers. And as you breathe out, reach, reach, release as you breathe in. Breathe out, squeeze, feel the obliques switching on strongly here. Option to make this more of a challenge and take the other arm overhead, and it's a reach, reach, return. Breathe out, reach. Try and keep the chest pointing forwards. It's good to know what you're aiming for. We've got 2 more sets here. Breath in, recovery breath here. Breathing out, reach. Reach, chest wide open. Last one on this side. And reach. Open chest. Stretch into the fingertips. And release. Last thing on this side before we go to the other side. We stretch the legs and then draw the ankles in and open into like a clam. So I'm combining here. You should hopefully still feel a little bit of work into your oblique muscles. And draw the knees in, press the feet together, opening, so working into the hips, shoulders back and down. Squeeze the glutes and lengthen, point the toes. Just by holding here, you have the satisfaction of feeling those oblique muscles strong. Squeeze the glutes to open the knees. Once more on this side, and we switch legs. When you're ready. Feet come in. Press the feet together, open the knee out wide, chest still wide open. We're still leaning, lifting the upper body to work into those obliques. And we switch sides. Well done. Stack the knees. We go for those reaching movements first. So knees stacked, ankles stacked. And tilt the pelvis. Some core tone. Breath into the back and breathe out. Release. So you want to lift up and take some weight out of this supporting left hand so that the oblique muscles are drawing you up. So visualize this contraction to lift, lift, return. Shoulders back and down, squeeze, squeeze. Option to lift your top arm over and take that stretch right into the side of the body. We're simultaneously stretching and contracting, reaching. Breath in to prepare, breath out, and we pulse, pulse. Now, if you find that work is moving from the side of your body, you'll know if you're leaning back or tipping forwards. You want to try and keep this directly into the side of the body. We can use a squeeze between the knees, the legs working to help stabilize. And we reach, reach. Release, well done, into those clam legs, you need to be there. So stretching the legs out to the side. You can come onto the forearm if you wish. And we open into that clam position, still feeling it work into the obliques because we're not collapsing down. The work of lifting through the upper body will keep that tone developing in the sides of the body. You can float the ankles off the floor. And come into this clam, squeeze. Let's still try and focus on that work into the muscles on the side of the body and hip mobility, so knees opening wide. Last couple. So we're always saying shoulders back and down. Obviously that's just trying to establish a nice postural resting position. But when we go to, say, our down dog, we actually want to spread the shoulder blades apart. And that's where it's good to understand that the distinction between your Pilates and your yoga. The Pilates, we're maybe just trying to correct some postural deviations that come in from our lifestyles. And so let's try to keep that idea of shoulders back and down. And then roll onto your back, so your knees into the chest. Well done. Little rock, circling the base of the spine. Rolling across the bottom cheeks, massage out those big, powerful glutes. And then we'll take one round of half Apanasana, just ease out the hips. One knee in and stretch the other leg. Breathe in to switch. Breathe out, other leg extends. Shoulders back and down. Once more each side. And we stretch out the hands and the glutes, and you're good to go. Hamstrings, one foot to the floor, left other leg to the ceiling. Point and flex through the toes. See if you can spread the toes wide, chin tucked, nice long neck, shoulders down, circle the ankle, both directions. And we switch legs. Gentle stretch, release stretch. You're not on a developmental stretch here. You just want to find a nice release in the back of the legs. We point the toes and flex, circle, both directions. Ankle to opposite thigh, knee out wide. Thread through, and let's take a little rock on the spine. Pause when you find that sweet spot, nice stretch in the hip. Breathe into it. And let's take one big breath together with the eyes closed. Nice deep breath in, fill the lungs. And then open the mouth, have a sigh of relief. You know your hard work's done. We've just got the other side to stretch out the glutes, and you're done. So switch sides. Flexing the ankle, knee out wide, thread through, rock away from the hip with stretching. So if it's your left leg on top, rock towards the right, but keeping the hips down to find a nice stretch. Pause, let's close the eyes. Deep breath in, fill the lungs, shoulders back and down. And breathe out, relax, release. Knees into the chest, have a little rock on the spine till you come up to sitting. And ta-da.